Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the start of another weekly reading vlog. I apologize if you can hear my washing machine in the background. It's actually pretty loud. It's louder than I thought that it was. That's what that noise is. So I am getting ready to film a few videos, just like 3, I think. We're aiming for 3. We'll see if I get to 3. As for reading plans for this week, I don't really know. I just finished... What did I do with it? I put it somewhere. So I literally just this morning finished Theft of Swords by Michael J. Sullivan, which is a compilation of the first 2 books in the Rhaeira. I can finally say it. There's a pronunciation guide in the back. Rhaeira Revelations by Michael J. Sullivan. I really enjoyed this, actually. I haven't talked to you guys about it at all because I haven't done a I haven't done a weekly reading vlog in a really long time. But essentially you follow 2 thieves, Royce and Hadrian, who have been hired to steal a sword, and everything goes wrong and they kind of just get pulled into the political issues within their country. Has to do with kidnapping a prince and breaking into a secret magical prison and all of that fun stuff. I actually really enjoyed it. I ended up giving it the total for both of the books. I ended up giving it 4 stars. It was really simplistic, and I know that that's like, I'm just coming off of reading Oathbringer still, so it's a lot for me to process after Oathbringer, and I'm kind of still expecting that in a lot of my fantasy. But Michael J. Sullivan's writing style is really simplistic. It's really easy to get through. His world building and his characters, they use a lot of very similar tropes to typical fantasy, so I think that might be why I wasn't particularly blown away by this story in particular. I did really enjoy it though. The humor was exactly up my alley. I really loved the camaraderie between Royce and Hadrian. I really wanted more of, what is his name, Ulrich? Prince Ulrich. But he barely makes an appearance in the 2nd book, but it is what it is. I enjoyed it. It was a relatively quick read for like a 600-something page book, and that is where we are currently at. I have no idea what I'm picking up next. I've downloaded the audiobook for The Ruin of Kings by Jen Lyons because John read that and he really wants my opinion on it, and I am going to be listening to the audiobook at some point soon because I have it from the library. So that's probably going to be my audiobook this week. As far as my ebook, my library hold also came in for Shorefall by Robert Jackson Bennett, so I'm really excited to pick that up. I'll be reading that ebook, and I don't know. This, if you can see it, is my list, or my chosen, with my mess on it, my chosen books to read physically, and I just don't know which one I'm gonna pick up. Ruin of Kings is on here, obviously I already talked about that. I don't think I'm ready for Rhythm of War or Ruin, just because, well, Rhythm of War is a big time commitment, and Ruin, I need Wrath because I don't want that hangover. So yeah, I don't know. I really want to pick up Sword of Destiny. I really want to pick up Light of Black Wings. I really want to pick up A Wish in the Dark and The Bone Season. This is rough. And I've been hearing everybody talk about Fireborn, and I really just want to pick up Fireborn also. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know where we're at. I guess that technically, let's see. What were my prompts? Book about books. I don't think I have any books about books that are, well, Ink Death. Ink Death is literally a book about a book coming to life. So that's an option. A book you can't remember much about. Technically, The High King's Tomb by Kristen Britton. I said I wanted to get to book 3 in the Green Rider series this month, and this would be a reread for me because I don't think I've ever reread High King's Tomb. That is what it's called, right? Yeah. And I think that counts as a book that I can't remember much about, so we'll think about that maybe. Yes, Ember, I get it. Also, technically, Abaddon's Gate contains a name, which is the next prompt. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a thing now, huh? Hi, Em. Every time I sit here, you decide that this needs to be your space. I'm not moving my legs just to make it more comfy. You're just gonna dig your claws in. Thank you, I didn't need that anyway. Anyway, technically Abaddon's Gate does contain a name. While it's probably not a character in the book, I would be very surprised if Abaddon made an appearance in the third book in the Leviathan Wakes, what is it called, the Expanse series, but I guess you never know. But that's a name, that counts. And then, let's see. Animal Companion would be Fireborn, easy, and new to you author is... Actually, I've already gotten that because Jen Lyons would be a new to me author. So, we'll see. I think that realistically I should probably try and pick a book off my cart that fulfills one of these prompts, because obviously I've done terrible for the last few months of actually completing all 5 of my TBR jar prompts, and I would like to do that this month. That would be really nice. I kind of have abandoned my trying to fulfill the genres, obviously, but yeah, I will let you guys know when I actually pick one of those up, but for now I think I'm going to film a couple videos, and then John and I have big plans to clean the house today, so I'll probably get some ebook listening in while I do that, and hopefully we'll pick up Shorefall later on, because I've been really excited to move on to that book since I read Foundry Side, I think in January. So yeah, that is it for this rather lengthy introduction update to this vlog, and I will update you guys when I have something to tell you. Hey guys, welcome to Tuesday, I think, Tuesday, yeah, it's the 11th. I don't know if you can hear that in the background or not, but apparently the road is very noisy today. But, yeah, it's Tuesday, it's the 11th. I haven't updated you in a couple of days, but it wouldn't be a reading vlog on this channel if that were not the case, would it? So, let's see. I don't remember what I talked about in my last update, but I think I was talking about how I was going to start The Ruin of Kings by Jen Lyons, for my audiobook, and then I was going to start Shorefall by Robert Jackson Bennett, which is the second book in the Founders Trilogy series. I don't know how many books there's supposed to be. So I did both of those things. That is all that I've been reading, actually. I have gotten about 30, maybe 30% of the way into The Ruin of Kings. I've mostly been, I've only been listening to it on audio. I haven't even cracked this open. This is literally only here for reference. But I'm enjoying it, I guess. I am enjoying the audio. I have a love-hate relationship with the audiobook. This update is going to be me saying things and walking it back, I guess. I have a love-hate relationship with the audiobook because, the narrators are fantastic. They are doing their job very, very well. There are distinct voices for each character. So The Ruin of Kings, if you don't know, it is about a teenage boy named Kieran. You start off the story with him in prison, and he begins to tell the tale of how he got there. And then simultaneously, every other chapter, his story is being told kind of to him also by a second character named Talon, and this makes for very confusing reading. I think it's unnecessarily convoluted thus far, I guess, is my opinion on that. But there's also a third narrator's voice who essentially those two are like dictating their stories into some kind of magical recording device, and then a third character is transcribing what they're saying sometime in the future. I haven't met that character yet, but I have been told that that character is a part of the storyline at some point in the future. At least I don't think I've met that character yet. That's not the point. So there are 3 audiobook narrators for each of those 3 people, and they do a fantastic job narrating. Their voices are different for every single character. They are great, like, at bringing you into the story. They're fantastic audiobook narrators. My problem is that the 2 timelines, the 2 stories are 2 different timelines in Kieran's life. This is not gonna make any sense. It's gonna be so crazy. I'm trying, guys. I'm really trying. So Kieran, the story that Kieran himself is telling takes place when he's 16 years old, after he has been sold for slavery. And the story that Talon is telling takes place when he's 15 years old, the impression I got is that there's maybe like a 6-month gap in between those, but not, obviously not more than a year, because he's 15 in one and 16 in the other. Talon's tale is being narrated by a woman, and Kieran's tale is being narrated by a man with a deep voice, and it's bringing, I don't know. I understand, like, Talon is also a woman, and that's why a woman is be the narrating voice for her, but it's giving me a really large disconnect, because a woman narrating Kieran's voice as the younger Kieran is making me think that he's super, super young, and a man with a deep voice narrating Kieran's current-ish timeline is making me think that he's a lot older, and it's giving a weird feel to that, because he's only 16, and there has been some overtly sexual things happening in his storyline that has made me a little uncomfy, because he is 16 years old. So I don't know, that's a little bit creepy to me, little statutory rapey to me, so I don't love that. And I guess if I am pretending, I didn't know that was the case, I didn't know how old he was going into this, but since here's where my love-hate relationship with the audiobook narrators come back into play, because it makes me feel like he's older with the voice of him narrating, and it makes it a little bit less weird as I'm listening, until I have to remind myself, no, this is about a 16-year-old boy, and then it gets weird again. So that was a really long way to say that the audiobook narrators are great. The audiobook itself, I would even say, is great, because the fact that it's told by 2 different people in the audiobook makes it really easy for me to keep track of the fact that there's 2 different timelines. Whereas I've heard reviews, and I've even heard John talk about it, because John read this before me, saying that it's a little bit hard to keep track of who's telling which part, like which part of the timeline that you're in, just because of that. So I think that that's helping me push through a little bit of the convolutedness, if that's a thing. Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts. I'm interested in the audiobook for sure. Like, it's like a 27-hour audiobook, and I've made it to 30% in essentially 2 days, maybe 2.5. So I'm really blowing through a relatively large audiobook at a faster pace than I usually would, and it's because I'm interested mostly in younger Kieran's story, not really in older Kieran's story. I don't really care as much about older Kieran. Younger Kieran, like, I love seeing what he's gone through to get to where he is in the current timeline, but I just don't understand why it's being told in this way. And I have heard that there's no real payoff for it being told this way. Like, there's no reason that is apparent that Jen Lyons decided to do this. It's just what she did. So I don't know how I feel about that. And like I said, I don't know how I feel about the creepy, overtly sexual things that are happening to this teenage boy, which, yeah, I'm not gonna get into that. It's just weird. It's weird for me to read. I don't love it. It makes me a little uncomfy. Other than that, I am interested in the storyline. I am interested in the characters. Most of the characters that I was specifically interested in just had awful things happen to them, so we'll see where we go from there. Like I said, I'm only 30%. Technically, I'm still kind of in the beginning of this book. I haven't even hit the meat of it yet, so we'll see how it goes. I will try and keep you guys updated on my thoughts for this. I know that it has gotten a lot of mixed reviews all over BookTube, because people have either I've seen a lot of people really, really love it, and then I've seen a lot of people passionately despise it. And then I've seen a lot of people who are very middle of the road on it. John, I think, kind of fell middle of the road on this. He liked the actual story itself, but he did not like the way that the story was told, and I am finding myself really agreeing with that, because I just don't see the point. I like linear timelines, and I only like multi-linear, I guess, timelines if they serve a purpose. Like in the Stormlight Archives, each of the books in the Stormlight Archives has like interludes or different sections that go into the past of the character that is the focus of that book. And it all kind of builds up to a great reveal for like how that person or particular character got to be where they are, or this big secret that you've been wondering about them the entire time. It comes to a head in those past flashbacks. I don't know that that's what's happening here, so we will see. Like, I've been talking about this exact same book for 10 minutes now, and I haven't talked about Shorefall at all. So that's where we are in the Ruin of Kings. I will keep you guys updated, like I already said, about how I feel about the rest of it. But yeah, if you find yourself having a hard time reading it, though, I will say pick up the audiobook because it's fantastic. The narrators are fantastic, and I am really finding myself enjoying it way more than I think that I would have if I read it physically, purely because of how great the audiobook narrators are. Okay, so that's that one. Shorefall is next. I will pop a picture of it over here. I started Shorefall. I'm really not that far into it. I want to say maybe like 17 or 18% of the way in, and spoilers here if you haven't read Foundry Side yet, but Foundry Side is essentially a fantasy book, definitely adult fantasy book, about a thief whose name is Sanchia, and in the middle of a heist she kind of steals the thing that she stole from her employer, and it turns out to be a magical talking key by the name of Clef, and they kind of get into some shit together. Essentially, the magical system in this world involves scribing, which is where you write specific sigils in a specific manner, and it kind of convinces an object that reality is different. So, like, you can scribe a wheel to believe that it's rolling down a hill, and therefore it will keep turning, and therefore your carriage will move. Or you can scribe a crossbow bolt to think that it's really, really light, and it will fly through the air much faster. Things like that. It's really cool. Love the magic system. Spoilers for Foundry Side ahead. If you have not read Foundry Side, I would not continue. Or if you don't care about spoilers, I guess that's entirely your choice. But big warning. So, Shorefall's main issue for me, I'm still really enjoying it. I still love all of the characters, but it's missing Clef. Clef was my favorite part of Foundry Side, and Clef is not there because of the events of the end of Foundry Side. And I'm just really missing his sarcastic and witty humor. I loved him. I really love Sanchia and Berenice and whatever the old guy's name is, and Gregor. Like, they're all great. I enjoyed their characters immensely in the first book, and I'm continuing to do that in the second book. And the fact that the second book started off with a heist was awesome. That's what I loved about the first book as well. We love a good heist story. We love a good fantasy heist. It's all great. And Sanchia's character is so cool. But I miss Clef, and I'm really hoping that at some point he comes back, because, yeah, we're a little sad about that. But I don't really have much to say about Shorefall, just because I'm not too far into it at all, and mostly, except for the Clef thing, I'm really, really enjoying it. So this is not going to be another 10 minutes of me bumbling through how I feel about it, like I did with the Ruin of Kings. But yeah, I think that's it for my update today. I am going to try and read a little bit more tonight. I do have a video to edit that I hope to get up on Thursday. I'm trying to be more consistent in my upload schedule. I had a good 2 months where I was uploading videos twice a week, and then like February hit and I slumped pretty hard, and not just with reading, but also with like YouTube. So we're gonna try and upload 2 videos this week. We're gonna try to film something this weekend so that I can upload 2 videos next week, and we're gonna try to be on top of things. I am attempting to do better at my digital planner that I have and just keep on top of things. Hopefully writing it down will make that a little bit easier for me. all of that to say, I have a couple of things that I need to do tonight, so I will definitely read when I go to bed at the very least, if I don't before that. But yeah, I think that is it for this update, so I will talk to you guys when I have something else to say. Hey guys, welcome to Saturday. I think this is probably going to be my last update for this vlog, which was probably a good thing, considering I think that I've already got like almost a half hour of footage on my last couple of updates anyway. I haven't read a ton. I think I made it a little over halfway through The Ruin of Kings so far. I'm not... I don't know. It's okay. I think those are my feelings mostly on it. I'm more interested in like younger Kieran's point of view than older Kieran's point of view. I don't really care about older Kieran, which is, you know, about half of the book, but younger Kieran's like setting and everything that he's going through is a little bit more interesting to me. Maybe that'll change. Like I said, I'm only halfway through so far, so maybe more stuff will... John's nodding his head yes. So apparently more stuff will happen to older Kieran, but I was trying to listen to the audiobook while I was mowing the lawn earlier and my headphones died, so I didn't quite get as far there as I wanted to. And then in Shorefall, I'm also about halfway... Oh, that was loud. I'm also about halfway through Shorefall. I mean, I'm loving that. I love all of the characters. I love the magic system. I love that entire world. It's all epic and awesome and just really humorous. The whole, like, he does heists throughout the entire storyline and all of them are entertaining. Just seeing them try and figure out how to scribe things to best work for them. It's just really cool. The whole world of the, what is it, the Founders trilogy is awesome. I can't wait to see how it's going to end because he always does seem to throw a couple of twists into the story to make it even more interesting, and I am excited to see where that's going. That's it for reading, honestly. I haven't really made it as far in either of them as I wanted to. I am about to start playing Mass Effect because I have been watching Chelsea from Chelsea Zhao's channel, and she has been live streaming while she's been doing Mass Effect Legendary because that just came out yesterday. By the way, if you're not subscribed to her, go subscribe to her channel. She is awesome and she's such a sweetheart. But she's really gotten me in the mood to play Mass Effect, so I am gonna start that. John's actually freeing up space on his PS3 because it needs an update, so right after that's done, we will be playing Mass Effect, and if I end up doing anything monotonous, I might throw on The Ruin of Kings and listen to a little bit more of that while I'm playing. But other than that, I think that is it as far as reading updates go. So I don't know if I'm going to add another clip to this tomorrow or not. We shall see. If I don't, then that is it from me for this vlog, guys. If you have read any of these books, or if you have anything that you want to talk about, just go ahead and leave that in the comments below. Otherwise, I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!